My name is KIMBALL Hooker from the Bay Area. And the sounds of the guitar come in. I love it. Nothing better than to make somebody smile, especially through music. I just like to be a part of it. I never forget some of the people that I met. Welcome everybody to the KIMBALL Hooker Show. It's a podcast that we have here in Los Gatos, Montesarino, KCAT 15 Radio. Thank you for tuning in, and you can check us out on Spotify, Amazon, and all over the world. Today, I want to start this segment off. There's some things on my heart I want to share before I talk to our guest, our special guest this evening. My father's in the hospital, and I just want to share with you guys that, he had told me when I visited him in the hospital, he said to me, when you were born, my dad's 93. He said, when you were born, I looked at your toes to make sure they were all there. I kissed your feet. I looked at your hands to make sure that, you had all 5 on each hand, and I kissed you. And he told me, he says, you know what? You're going to do great things for the world. I just want to share with you, there's nothing wrong with sharing love with whoever you love. Could be family, could be friends, but just make sure you share love. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. All right. With that, I just want to say, today we have a beautiful, beautiful guest, inside and out, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, Sawanya Stanley.
Thank you, and you are equally beautiful inside and out. And I just want to piggyback off that, sharing love. I'm all about that. And to say that, it just set the tone, because you are a very beautiful and loving person. And I know you personally. I'm not going to take over your time. Just want people to know that this is really a passion that you have, and I just applaud you.
Thank you. I love what I do, and I want to share your gift with the world. That's why we're here. Yeah. So we're just going to cut in and just dip right in. Can we do that?
Let's do it.
Sawanya Stanley's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful singer, songwriter. Thank you. Original material, sang with Tom Brown and among so many others, but I just want to start from the beginning. Where is Sawanya from?
Sawanya is from Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin.
Cheese
and beer, and yes, there are people of all cultures there. Wow. I always get that question.
All right.
So cheese and beer. I was raised between there and Milwaukee.
Okay.
So you got more beer.
Wow. Okay. So is it cold there?
It is definitely cold. One of the coldest places there, I think, in the world. Wisconsin's got some serious below zero weather.
How far is that from Chicago?
An hour and a half.
Okay. That explains the Windy City.
The Windy City is right there.
I get it. I totally need no further explanation with that. I get it. I understand. How did music come about in your life?
Music was introduced to me very young. I was 4 years old. My grandmother was a Pentecostal evangelist minister. God. So she was one of the very first women that were even allowed at that time to preach in the pulpit. But a lot of times when she wasn't touring, I would have to sing praise team in the living room.
Worship.
Yes, praise and worship.
I love it. Oh my God.
She pulled that pew out and give me the tambourine, and there it was. There I would go and start singing, whether it was Jesus on the Main Line or We Are Marching,
Right. Oh my gosh. So you got introduced so early.
Very early.
I love it. So was your brothers and sisters? Do we have any?
I do. I'm the oldest of 6.
Oh my gosh. That's a tribe.
That is definitely a tribe. I'm the oldest of 6. And so you can see they're younger than you. Yes. My mom had me very young, and she waited 8 years before she had my siblings by my stepfather. So
wow. Where are you in the 6?
I'm the oldest.
You're the eldest?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I'm the eldest.
Oldest. Does that make a difference? Eldest, oldest?
No, same thing.
All right, same thing.
Same thing. Big sister, mama.
Right. Oh my God. So are you guys all spread out?
Everybody's in Wisconsin, with the exception of my brother that's in the Navy. Okay. And he's in Japan right now.
Makes sense. Mm-hmm. Okay, so now the musical gene. Does everyone have it?
I would say just me and one of my brothers have it. Sibling wise.
Okay.
I mean, we all have it, but going after it, he's into rap. He does that kind of thing. So really having that, and they all had me to look up to, and
Understand. Okay.
doing that.
That's big too.
Influence. It is.
Big sis. Right. Oh my God. And you're so bubbly. I know you shared it with them.
Oh yeah. They probably got to see more of the mom, maternal, big sister. Do your chores.
Right.
Get out of here.
But singing around the house at the same time.
Oh, I was singing around the house doing my chores, washing dishes.
I love it. Yeah, it sounds like my house.
Shut up.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So fast forward, where does Sawanya reside?
I am in the California, obviously, SoCal and the Northern Cal area, but I moved from, Atlanta to the Bay. The Bay was my third home, I would say, because Atlanta was my second. But the Bay was my third home. They welcomed me in, got on the music scene, got to, put together a few bands.
Wow.
Meeting people, got some awards.
Okay.
Met you.
Okay. All right. Now I'm really interested.
Yes. So the Bay was really good to me. And I just recently, just only a year and some change, about 2 years ago, right before COVID, moved to Los Angeles.
Oh, got it.
I'm there more so for work. I'm still a baby.
All right. Well, you always look young.
Thank you.
The numbers go up. Okay, we can't stop that, y'all. We can't stop that.
No.
But you always look beautiful.
Oh,
when you smile,
you
look beautiful and young, fresh, vibrant.
Oh my gosh.
You really do.
You are so sweet.
Infectious.
Thank you. He's a little biased, y'all.
I am. But you know what? I ain't taking none of it back.
Oh.
That's right. We're going to keep it right there.
Keep it right there.
Hate me later.
Okay, I heard that.
Okay. So let's dive right in on this music. Okay, so fast forward to now. I mean, how did you get into like the circuit? I would say playing in bands. And,
Sure.
You're grown.
Sure.
You're an adult. You're traveling with bands. How did that come all about?
I started actually after doing professional choirs. When I say that, choirs that would cover celebrities that would come and visit our church.
Okay.
So we were on a circuit like that. When they would have Kurt Carr, James Big Nine, Fred Hammond, people like that come in, they would have certain singers come to cover their concert.
Right.
So wanting to branch out and get into secular music was challenging because I was a native of church.
Right.
Not saying that's a bad thing, but when you're raised in it, it's a little different when you're a PK kid.
Right.
Okay. Preacher's kid. Preacher's kid.
For all that listening that don't know.
PK is Preacher's kid.
All right.
So so I would sneak and do different things like in radio stations and hang out and try to do voiceovers and in school I took broadcasting as well.
All right.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get on out here and try to do stuff. So being that kid that hung around, I got a couple of opportunities to do festivals. Boom. That put me on the circuit with different promoters. Then I tried my hand at being a promoter in Atlanta just to make a platform for me to get on the circuit again. So I tried different creative ideas and different things, still singing church, still singing, background to get frontline, but ended up being frontline 20 years old.
That's amazing. You mentioned a lot of things. So you were juggling a lot at one time.
Sure, still am.
Right? You have to wear multiple hats, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing that you did so well at it, though.
Yeah.
That you were able to, and you learn from it too. You grow, you learn from it, experience different things, takes you different places.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you sharpen that tool.
Sharpen that sword is what I always say.
Sharpen that sword, right?
Yeah.
Iron sharpens iron.
Iron sharpens iron.
Biblical.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I'm really trying to get to.
Come on with it.
I'm gonna say it.
Come on.
Tom Brown.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Okay. So fast forward to here. Tom Brown. I met Tom. I was a singer for hire at Stockton. SMA.
Yeah.
SMA.
I'm familiar.
Yes, Stevie and Michelle.
That's right.
We've both been there.
Right.
We love them.
Absolutely.
And so my first get was in Stockton was when I first got here. So nobody knew me really. And my first show was Marion Meadows with
the jazz, right? I opened for him as well.
Yeah. Oh, look, see our circle.
It's very small. It's big. It's amazing. It's big, but it's small.
Big, but it's small. We usually know everybody in the same circuit.
Thank God for social media.
Social media is something else.
I like it.
I love it. I'm telling you.
Right?
I'm telling you. So there I was doing the Marion Meadows show, and then after that, I was for a minute their go-to singer for hire.
Okay. Let me stop you right there. What year are we talking?
We are talking 2000, I want to say 15, 16 maybe.
All
I got
right.
here in 13, so that had to be, and then I did 16, 17, 19, 20, and 21.
With SMA.
Yeah. Well, not 21.
Not 21.
Not 21. The last 2 years, of course, COVID.
Well, COVID, right.
Yeah, but prior to that, I did 4 shows with them, 4 different festivals with them, and the last 2 were with Tom. So they called me basically to be a singer for hire for him, to sing Jamaica Funk, because Stevie was like, this girl.
Right.
This girl right here.
Right here. She the truth.
Where did she come from?
Right.
And I had already been doing cover bands and doing my own stuff in Atlanta. So I was well seasoned and, you know,
you was
over
ready
the
to
top.
go.
This is what I do. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they just didn't know it.
Right.
So he was like, she sounds similar to Shaka. So, yeah.
And you do.
Thank you.
But I'm going to say this, though. I have to say this. You know, I know you have your influences, which we'll get into that.
Sure.
But you have your own unique sound.
Yes, thank you for noticing that.
You do.
Thank you.
You do. I mean, I get the whole sound like kind of similar to, I hear a little bit of, I get all of that.
Yeah.
But when I hear you, honestly, I hear you.
Thank you.
So I don't know what that means to you.
That
but
means a lot. It means a lot. It's an honor to be compared to someone as great as any of the people that I've
came
been
before
named.
us, right?
Yes, but it's because we all learn from somebody, and sometimes you do have certain skills that are like them. But you have your own identity,
And you do.
Thank you.
And you do.
Thank you.
Okay, so how did this come about with the whole? Did you have to audition?
No. I mean, Stevie vetted me.
Wow.
That was that.
When
and
he loves something, I just have to say, when Stevie loves something,
he goes all out.
I don't know no better salesman than Stevie.
No, shout out to Stevie
Shout out
at
to Stevie.
SMA.
SMA.
Okay, we
That's
love
right.
you. Yes. But so he vetted me, and I came into a rehearsal. I knew those songs because I sang those songs.
Right.
So when I came in, I had my stuff together.
Right.
And I got on there and he did it, and I did my little Jamaica Funk. That's what it is. What? And he was like, okay. Done. And we went on and we did the show. And then after that show, he came back, had me come back. But the next show, I brought my band and I opened up for Tom. And then I sang with Tom. And then it just started going on to where I guess, because there's so many other singers that sing with him, but my level of performance, you know, I guess was just, hey, this fit. It fit what he was looking for, energy-wise, stage-wise.
I was going to tell you that, you know, you said it before I could, but it's not your vocals. Well, it's your vocals in addition to your energy, your performance, that level.
Yeah.
There's a certain, you know, I try to tell entertainers, you know, listen, there's a lot of people that can sing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that can sing.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's a level of energy and quality of performance that people want to visualize, experience during a performance. And a lot of times you have to have that. It's that thing.
It's that thing.
That thing.
That's that thing.
You got that thing.
Thank you. So do you.
I'll pay you later.
You stepping out.
Stepping out. Hey, don't get me started. All right, back to her interview.
See?
I'm gonna be on my best behavior, y'all. But I have to say though, so when he first came in contact with you, I'm thinking to myself, like, there's like 1,000 people that would love that position.
And have tried to take it.
You know that. You know that.
I'm not even gonna go there.
Because you see the world with that.
You do.
That song is famous. It's worldwide famous. He's famous.
He is famous. And
you're famous.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you.
You're the perfect person for the job. They couldn't have had anybody that's better suited for that.
Yeah.
Honestly, than you. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing I love about you, even more than your singing, your humility. Honestly.
Thank you.
Because there's nothing better than having somebody who's in that position who respects the position.
That's right.
Loves the position.
That's right.
Honors the position. Because to me, that comes along with having the position.
Having the position. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are talented. A lot of outside of us.
Talk about it.
We know.
Yes.
And there's, you know, and I'm not mad. I ain't jealous.
There we go.
But they don't have what you have for some reason too. And a lot of that is
God.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I'm into humility. I'm into that balance. You got to have that.
That yin and that yang and that balance, you do.
It means something.
It does.
It does. You know, when people see you and they want to take a picture with you, I don't take a picture with that. I don't do that. I don't sign autographs. I don't edit it. What is all that?
No. All of that. What is all that? Those are the people that are keeping you where you are.
See?
That keep you where you are. And I mean,
go on and tell it.
When you're around people, the most, I want to say with Tom, the most refreshing feeling that I had was being at arena shows in a platform with half these people that I used to cover their songs. I'm talking about Evelyn Champagne, Lakeside, Daz Band, Cameo, Shaka Khan. And I mean, all these people are in one place at one time, and I'm on that stage owning my own self.
That's amazing.
Not just in the background. I'm front line.
Right.
You know,
that's amazing.
Wow. That's
that
amazing.
Is
humility. Don't forget where you came from.
Right.
Don't forget where you came from because of where you're at, because you can be right back there.
You know what's so funny too is a lot of times we forget where we come from.
Sure.
And I have actually seen things where people lose their voice. Tell it.
Tell
right?
it. Yeah.
And you say to myself, oh, I'm all this and I'm all that. Because you were given something that most people just can't get, right?
Yeah.
So you get there and you start acting up, not appreciative, not humble, right? So then you go, I don't know what's going on. What happened?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You should rethink what's going on with yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a self-check.
It's a self-check.
And sometimes I hate it when other people can't reach you, can't talk to you.
Yeah.
You've been told.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You've been told. When you don't want to listen, somebody from a greater power comes down. And it's like, okay. All right. Don't ever forget now.
Yes.
Don't ever forget.
Yes.
I gave it and I can take it.
And I can take it. Yeah.
And it happens sometimes.
It does. But see, if you, in that same situation, if you have the right tutelage and the right humility and the right know-how when you don't have a voice and you still got a show, you still can go out there and perform because you are who you are, and you know, this is not me, it's greater than me, but I'm still gonna let myself be myself for the people.
She talking now.
So if I'm not singing on key, I'm still da, da, da.
Energy.
And they
That's the
following
energy.
your energy.
That's the energy. That's the energy.
That's your energy.
And that's why I love Sawanya. See what I'm saying? She just said it just like that. Oh my goodness. Okay. So tell me some of we're gonna dip in it.
Come on with it.
Come on. Okay. So tell me some of the best performances that you've had and some of the you know what? This is not a good show. If there has any.
Yeah. I'm sure there's been some shows that I can recall that were not good. I will say every show is a good show. Because they're organic. They're organic.
Right.
And it's just like a church. It's like a party. It's like a ceremony.
Right.
So you make it what you make it. So even when things go wrong and the sound goes bad, you still got to get out there and perform. And I've had to scream over people because it wasn't no sound. Because sometimes you've had somebody, I won't say names, play with the sound and they don't want you to sound good because they are in competition with you.
Right. Speak on it.
Okay, whether they're front line or back line, and people do stuff like that.
Right. And
I know you know.
Of course.
So people do that. So I would say in that sense, those were probably negative experiences.
Right.
Just technical issues and personalities.
Right.
People not being prepared.
Wow. If you stay prepared, you don't have to get prepared.
That's right.
Oh my goodness. You said something earlier. You said, I knew them songs.
I knew my stuff.
But when you went in there, and there was no, well, hold on a minute. Let me flip the page.
I ain't even looking at the paper.
What was that again? How does that go again? Can you repeat that? No. You went in there. If you stay ready.
You ain't got to get ready.
Thank you.
Come on now.
That's it.
And that comes from the tutelage that I had.
Right.
I was, get up in front of 500 people. You was off key. That's not your key. Stand up.
Right.
Or do you know your lines if you're doing something else? You know, whatever it is, you have to study.
You was prepped.
I was prepped. And guess what? You get blank too. I get blank of my own music.
Right.
I'll be like, what was a song?
Right, right. But what does a professional do in that case?
Improvise.
There you go. See?
Improvise.
Tell it. You better tell it.
You let it go when you have certain gifts and you know what they are. A lot of people don't know what their gifts are.
That's true.
When you know most people have multiple gifts. If you know what they are.
Right.
Sharpen them and let go and let God. Trust it.
Right.
Just go out there and open your mouth. So I'm an improv singer.
Right.
I studied improv singers. Ella, Billy, Nancy, these folks get up there and just anything come out their mouth. And I do that, and a lot of bands appreciated working with me because we'd be jamming and somebody, when you want to vibe, now we're in the mix, you know, the encore song, nobody knows what they're going to do. I did that with Tom. We were somewhere and they were just doing a zap track. He didn't know that was zap. I said, more bounce.
I love it. I love it.
Took it to another level.
That's classic.
That is it.
Everybody can't do that. See, now that's something you're not going to find in the handbook.
No, you're not.
That's in the soul.
That's in the soul and
Right.
experience of dealing with a lot of greats that I have watched.
Right.
Watched be themselves. And it was always in me as that little girl and young adult. And the passion that that spirit that comes out of you. You know what I'm saying? You can call it the Holy Spirit. You can call it whatever you want. It comes into your body and you just take over. It takes over you, put it like that. And you don't know what you're going to do. But when you overthink it, you usually mess up. You fumble, you stutter.
You know what? I found that people who have a natural gift, a natural talent, when they try to overthink things, overdo things, it gets in the way of what he gave you.
Yeah.
Some people have to study to get to, they can't touch you, but they have to study to be the singer. They have to study to play an instrument. They have to study to write lyrics. They have to study. Yep. And some people just, you know what? They say, I ask so many people, how did you get started? I don't know. It just kind of hit me. And they're writing, they're singing, they're doing, they're dancing. And it's like, how does that happen? That's a gift.
That's a gift. That is a gift. Let me tell you about, to end your question about positive. I can say one of my, because there's been so many beautiful moments. One of my, like I said, with Chaka Khan. Okay. Chaka Khan is one of, it was Prince, Whitney, Chaka. I mean, the list goes long, but Chaka is right there at the top of my food chain of artists that I studied and I admired because it was so similar to me.
Oh, right.
Her enunciations were similar to me, and I studied her. But to be at a show with her and SWV and Tom Brown, and I'm out front.
That's big. Ooh, that's big.
To my idol.
Right.
And this is recent. This just happened last month in Vegas. Excuse me. That wasn't nothing like it. Wasn't nothing like it. There was nothing like it. And after our performance, I ran out in the front to see her.
Right.
So I was right in front of her, and she just kept looking at me like I had this it factor on me, like you said, or the glow, the afterglow. I was crying. I knew all her words.
Wow. Okay, so let me just break this down real quick.
Sure.
Okay. There's a lot of cover bands. There's a lot of people who sing other people's music, but there's not a lot of times you experience singing someone's song with that person watching you in the crowd sing their music.
Come on.
This person's been all over the world, world recognized. That song is in everyone's, I want to say tape deck. I want to say CD, record player, right?
Yeah.
Earpod, all of that. And all of a sudden you get Sawanya singing this record that the world knows.
That's right.
Heard 1,000 million times, right? And here you come with that lady, Chaka in the crowd. What?
That is the most, and she kept staring at me. I have footage. She just kept looking like she didn't know, but she knew I was a performer because I had my lanyard on and I'm still dressed in my outfit, and I was the only one at the stage, like close to the stage. And I'm knowing, I'm singing the words to her song. So, but she kept stopping and looking at me like, that must be that girl that sang with Tom. That must be that baby. But I was just like a baby, like, when she was coming out, because that humility of, you are great, woman. I admire you. But then my cousin told me, she's just a woman. You are too.
Just like you.
Dog.
Just like you.
Dog. She said, look where you at and look where she's at today.
Right.
On the same stage.
Not only that, she's in the crowd.
Wasn't that
watching
something?
You. Wow. We all have our turn.
We all have our turn. That was humbling.
That was very humbling. But see, that's why I started earlier today saying I really appreciate your humbleness. Just to be here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We hugged and we celebrated and we loved each other.
That's right.
And that's big because that's something that people can't break that.
Nope.
It's forever. It lasts forever. And I just have to say this on a side note. For people that's listening, there's nothing wrong with encouraging someone else. Being positive, a positive force. Words of encouragement. Tell somebody, if you really, really are digging what they're doing, tell them. You don't have to hate. You don't have to, backbiting.
It's so much of that in this industry.
Oh my gosh.
It's so much in our community.
Right.
And I speak on that a lot. And I'm so glad you touched on that because there is no competition with you being you.
Right.
Can't nobody be you like you. And you can't steal no one's spot.
Right.
It's okay to encourage someone else that is doing exactly the same thing that you're doing because it's not exactly the same.
Nothing's exactly the same. No.
Thank you so much for saying that because that's on my heart.
It's big because we, like you said, especially in our community, you see a lot of that. The backbiting.
The backbiting.
And just, hearsay, this talking bad about you, things like that. And the one thing I want to say is, what goes around comes around. I believe in that.
I do too.
So when you don't have good luck and things don't happen for you and you wonder why, you say, well, I'm talented. I can sing. I look good. You're checking the wrong things.
Yep.
You need to check the box of who are you? Who
are you?
I really just, want to just go on about how can that like create great things for someone that hears, oh, thank you, wow, I didn't know that you thought about me like that, and you tell them, hey, that was a great performance. You sound good. You look good.
It takes nothing to say that congratulate somebody,
right?
One up somebody, hey, kudos to you. Somebody, say for instance, you're in a competition. I've seen this, people have things about awards and stuff like that, and people get so bent out of shape about it. It's a recognition of what you do, but everybody has a turn, like you said.
Right.
It's okay.
Right.
It doesn't mean that you're less than because you did not receive it this year. Right. People are men and women. They don't define you. Right. A statue and a plaque does not define you.
Right.
Your work ethic.
Oh, speak on it.
And your character.
Tell it.
And your professional product and material packaging and so on.
Wait a minute, who's interviewing who? You trying to steal my job?
I love you.
You sound great. I love it. She took the words right out of my mouth. I'm used to doing this. I mean, but you're right. You're spot on. Yeah. All of that to me, tells the story of who you are. Yeah. A record is a record. I get that. I understand that. But when someone says, hey, I want to talk to you about, how you sound, and you're able to listen and accept constructive criticism. Ooh. Even that's a big one.
Yes, and it's hard sometimes.
Don't you want to get better?
Yeah, thank you.
Right? Why not? No one's always trying to tear you down.
Yeah, that's it.
And I just feel like, to me, to sharpen someone else, it takes a certain type of person to do that.
That's right.
You have to be comfortable within yourself. Right.
Yeah.
To want to help or see someone else be better.
Well, the teacher was a student.
Oh, see, yeah, you're right.
The teacher was a student. And so then there it is. I mean, if we were taught, and usually it was tough love.
Right.
And getting it old fashioned, we didn't always have it handed to us.
Right, that's right.
So we appreciate it more.
You earned it, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So Sawanya, tell me, do you have any projects of your own? Are you working on any original music? Talk to us about that.
Absolutely. So I've always had our albums out. And they were just usually in, locally, or they were just online. Now I have 2 international projects.
Nice.
They dropped right before COVID.
Okay, so so
I didn't get a chance to do a whole lot of shows. I did a lot of live streaming.
Oh, okay.
Like yourself here at the KIMBALL Hooker Show.
Right.
I was able to do a lot of online interviews and let them hear it and stuff like that. I charted underground and internationally.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Doing that kind of thing. And I have 2 songs out. One is called Happy. The other song is called You'll Never Know.
Okay.
Which were written by myself. I have my own production company.
Nice.
Set up. I'm set up. The COVID, what it did is gave me a chance to go back to my she shed and get myself together, in addition to some other things that I'm doing in addition to singing. So
COVID is a weird thing, isn't it?
It is.
It made you tap into yourself in a different way.
It really did.
You either did nothing and let it get you, or you said, you know what, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can do that.
Yeah.
How about this? Ooh, look at that over there. Or you investigate, right? You go online, you say, ooh, I remember Erykah Badu, right? She did her live stream.
Yes.
Did you see that one a few years back?
I did.
And I said, that's pretty creative. Because at that time, I had never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
And she had a link where you could click on the link and it was a donation. And I was like, wow, that's pretty, spontaneous, and and I was like, wow, that's nice. And I didn't see a lot of people like follow that after, but I thought it was creative, and I thought it was a good idea. She did it from the living room of her home.
Sure did.
I remember that.
Sure did.
And COVID is still here, although I will say I do see more people out entertaining, restaurants and clubs, and although the capacity has changed.
Yes.
So what you'll see is like where it was 100% capacity, say 1,000 people. Now it's like what is it, like 50% max or 50%?
Pretty much,
something
50%
like that.
Max. It's
so ticket sales have been affected.
They have been affected.
Yes, absolutely. And then a lot of times, just even people going out where they have to wear a mask.
All of that.
Yeah, it's different. How did it affect you, the whole COVID thing?
I will say it affected me not only for promoting myself, but then when we were doing shows. I remember, and I was touring with Tom throughout that time, and myself. So I was dual entertaining, doing my shows, doing his shows, doing both shows.
Right.
I know that the smaller venues were more open to having people in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they still needed the money. There were businesses still trying to thrive.
Right.
All of the arenas went night. They just kind of eventually closed up. I mean, they put us down as a pandemic. So it did affect our finances. It affected us as touring. It affected us just in so many ways. So you had to go into your creative hat and have another way of making money. Even people like the major celebrities,
big artists,
yes, thank you. They are struggling. We're struggling to sell discography and merchandise just to make it, because they weren't getting gigs. You know, I was on there trying to do voiceovers, or do whatever I could do for my house. We was hustling. I mean, everybody was. So it affected us traumatically, and there was, I think, it was a little depression involved with that as well. And let's be honest about it. Mental health is important. So, and when you're an artist, what did Erica say? I'm an artist. I'm sensitive about my that. She definitely hit it because we're sensitive people, creatures.
That's how we're able to create. That's how we're able to create.
So if we can't do that, it puts you into a ball, and I really went into I went to a dark space, not negatively, but not self-harming or anything like that, but just that I couldn't have an outlet to do my music.
And I get it.
Yeah.
I get that. I totally understand that. It affected me as well. I just like to ask other people to figure out, like, because everyone's different.
That's true.
You know, you have introverts, you have extroverts, you have people that just say, well, you know, I got a day job. And it just depends on who you are. Who you are, right? Yeah. And so I love the fact that you still dealt with it.
Of course.
It didn't like take you and have its way with you.
Oh no. Because at the end of the day, I know what I am, and I'm a healer first. Okay, so when you talking about healing, I went into putting pods out. Get Your Healthy Life, Turn Up Tips. And I created an online company. It's an e-commerce store, Pure Courage Network, LLC.
Wow. Plug it.
Yeah, you better know it. And so I am more than just what people think that they see on first value, but what I am. Music is healing. I talk about healing. I educate myself and I educate others. That is who I am, to the core. So that's what I do, is I go into one of my other, talents or gifts, and I work in that. Right.
Where's all your online, where can people find you? Like,
online?
Where?
On every digital platform. You could go SawanyaSoulMusic.com is my EPK.
Can you spell that?
I was just gonna do it, honey. You know, my name is not the most common name in the world. It's SAWANYA soulmusic.com. And if you just go to SAWANYA Stanley STANLEY on any digital platform, Pandora, Spotify, Apple Music. Wherever you go, I'm there. YouTube, I'm there. Wherever you want to go, I'm going to be in your face. No.
I love it.
You can find my pods on there. Get Your Healthy Life.
I love it. I have to ask you, because I get asked this question all the time, and I'm going to pose it on you.
Okay.
Is that your real name?
That is my real name.
That's God gives to you.
It means blessing from God. Sawanya, Shawa, in Native American means blessing from God. And
Who named you?
My mother.
Wow.
My mother.
Thank you, Mom.
Oh, she gave me Sawanya, and it's spelled, even Sawanya is how it's spelled, so I accept that. I
heard you go shh, and I'm like, I don't say that.
There's no CH, and that's okay. No. My grandmother actually calls me Sawanya because that's how it's spelled. I was telling, it's funny, I was telling some of the people here in the office, as long as it's not Shawanda, because I don't have a D in my name. And coming up with a different name, sometimes people look at it and they don't look at it because it's not something that they want to take the time to read.
Right.
It clearly says Sawanya. That can be pronounced.
Right.
The show, I get that part.
Right.
But yeah, when you say Shawanda, that kind of looks like, you just don't care and pay attention about my name.
Right.
So don't say that.
And we're sensitive about our Right. Ooh. I get it. Anyway, I love your name.
Thank you.
I've never heard your name before.
Oh.
I haven't. Kimball Hooker. Sawanya.
Yeah.
Stanley.
Yes.
What?
Who is that lady?
Who's that lady? What? Speak on it.
Speak on it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to say this. So when I first came across you, right, it was online.
Yeah.
And I was looking online like I always do, kind of just snooping through pages. I'm going to say it. I did it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Keep it real.
And I saw you and I'm like, oh, wow. I love your smile.
Oh.
And then I clicked on it. I forget what, I'm going to tell you, my first experience of you was your original music.
Rise of the Phoenix.
Yeah, that's when I first, and I that's what I thought you were doing, is just strictly original music, because that's what I heard, and I was like, wow, that's pretty good. I really like that.
I remember you talking to me about that.
I did, yes, I did, yes.
Me.
And I said, wow, I want to know more. I want to see her more. So I clicked and I saw the live bands, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I love her. I love her. I was in love with you before I met you.
Oh my goodness.
Infectious.
That is infectious.
Yes. And then it went into the whole, I also had saw you with SMA.
Yep.
And then I saw you was doing it Tom Brown. I was like, wait a minute. I gotta go on it. I gotta go on it and meet this woman. I have to. She's just a load of fun, energy.
Yeah.
And I honestly felt like we had a lot in common too.
Yes.
A lot in common.
Yes.
I love a person that hustles. I love a person that is not the pity party. I don't do pity parties.
Yes.
I don't do all of that. I do the whole, we gonna make a way.
That's right.
We gonna find a way.
That was our conversation.
Right?
I remember when I first met you.
You know what? It was
I came to your studio.
I remember.
I came to your practice of your album.
Wait a minute.
You and Larry, Jazz.
OMG. Oh my gosh.
Victoria.
Morgan. Yes.
Because our friend, our brother in common, Adrian.
Was
there. Rest in peace, Adrian Bates.
We love you, brother.
And that is one that brought me to you.
Wow.
Brought me to your attention. I had seen you, but I never had I wanted to meet you, and I wanted to meet others. And he told me, come to the rehearsal. And that's when I fell in love with your music. I was over there singing, like I was singing at it was your rehearsal, and I'm in there. I got that one. I mean, because I'm a machine. When I get in rehearsal, I'm in rehearsal mode. So I immediately got the hook and was harmonizing in the background. Yes.
OMG. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm sitting here now thinking, you're right.
That's right.
You are right. Oh my gosh. I sent you that picture before this, right? And I thought that was the first. It wasn't.
That's it. That was it.
Oh my gosh.
That was it.
You just put a whammy on me just now. Right?
Because I was like, okay, it's going to be my turn in a minute. When was the first time did I meet him? And I was like, I will never forget it because I was so impressed. And I'm not saying that to, just toot your horn. I'm saying that because I have a level of expectation in musicianship.
Right.
And performance.
You're professional.
Yes, sir. And you were professional. You are a professional. Your deliverance in rehearsal was the same energy as a performance as a show. Your smile, your charisma, your enunciation of the words, your song. Being an original song and holding the caption of people's attention is very difficult because it's something that they've never heard before.
Right.
And you were able to do that.
It is.
And I was dancing. I was like, okay, he's good. Dope. I want to work with him. I was like, all these things that were happening. I was impressed.
That's why we have a lot in common.
That's true.
It is.
That's
true. Because you saw a lot of, probably me and yourself.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Okay, he gets it.
I love it.
He gets it.
Because
a lot of that you can't explain to people. Take this serious. You know what I mean? Know the words.
Yes.
Sing out.
Yes.
I can't stand nasal singers.
No, and perform. Don't just stay in there to do something. I mean, I'm an energy bunny, so I don't know how to be still. People like in church, they used to be like this. People, I'm shaking. My choir director used to be like, there she goes. I'm in the front.
Yeah.
Because I'm in the spirit. I'm
right.
But I didn't know I was performing then.
It's natural to you.
It was natural.
Right.
And you have that.
I love that right there. That's that infectious bug we have.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you have your website.
Okay.
And you have your online social media.
Yes.
Okay. We plugged all of that. I want to make sure we get everything out there where people can just spell your name right and go to you have any upcoming shows?
The e-commerce store. Okay. We just got off a 2-month tour with Tom, and we just did our last one in Bel Air. So now I'm going to Mexico.
Oh my God. Talk to us about Mexico.
I'm going there on the 5th of November.
Nice.
Like, I'm leaving here on the 2nd, and I'm going to Guadalajara.
Oh, wow.
And one of my bandmates, shout out to Kenji Mansui from the Bay.
All
he
right.
played with Adrian, myself, Renee Escovedo. It was so many
of us. Francis, we all had this band called the Workshop Showcase. And that was my first band in the Bay Area.
Oh.
So Kenji's well known. He's been at SMA too.
Okay.
He played for me, and he played for a couple other people there.
Right.
Anyway, him and his wife bought an estate out there, and they're doing some festival and doing some other things. But he's been bragging about me. I am so, like, different musicians are coming to me telling me, hey, you need to get Diva to work on this project with you, because they call me Diva too, you guys, sometimes. So
Diva,
not because I'm a diva, because one of my companies in Atlanta was called Corporate Divas Network.
Okay.
So it's not current, but that is all. I always am gonna have that stigma of diva, and I try to represent.
Right, right.
I try to hold
and there's
my
nothing wrong with that.
Try to hold my crown when I can.
Right.
But I'm not the diva that holds her nose up. I
Right.
just go straight. You know what I mean?
Right. The cocky diva.
The cocky diva's not me. I'm just confident. There's a difference.
Big difference.
It's a big difference with that. But yeah, so that was amazing, that opportunity, because now I'm recording.
Right.
So for my new album, I'm recording now, and I play guitar.
Really?
I took guitar up during COVID.
Oh my God.
That's been my favorite instrument. That's why Prince was winning that line. Him and Jimmy were just something about the guitar does something inside of me.
Right. Does it help you sing better? Does it help you songwrite and all that?
No, because I've always written. I can just write a song without music.
Right.
But
See,
the
that's
melody
a gift.
just comes.
Right.
But being able to play with it is so much easier.
Right.
Keeping you in key.
Right.
Once you know where you're going.
Right. Now, did you teach yourself? You self-taught, or you took lessons?
No, sir. I would not know. I'd be blam, blam, blam. I would not make any sense. I got Guitar Center.
Oh, wow.
Guitar Center, and they do it, and then guess what? COVID happened. But they offered me online while we were in COVID, so I could start doing it online. So one of my musician brothers, his name is Mark Singleton, they call him Touch, he made me an acoustic guitar.
He made you a guitar?
Mahogany is her name.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
He made it. He makes guitars. He makes electric guitars, and I'm going to send you his stuff. You can see how
I need to
he
talk
is.
to that man.
Hey, he's bad. He just did my last show in Bel Air with Tom. I had my own set. So this was opening me up to some other things. I opened for Tom, and then I did it. And we were at this place called Vibratos. It is Herb Albert's club.
And everybody, well, I can't say everybody knows who Herb Albert is.
Come on now.
Everybody, I know who Herb Albert is.
And if
That
y'all
trumpet.
younger people don't know, Janet Jackson.
Right.
Diamonds on your girl.
Right. Google Herb Albert.
Please.
Right.
Herb Albert. So we got to do that.
A&M Records.
Come on. See, you doing your homework.
Oh,
I know you.
Tell it. Come on.
To be at his, once again, to be at that platform. That is the who's who goes there to perform in Los Angeles.
Right.
And that was our last show off the tour.
Okay.
And we just did that. So
November 5th,
That-
Mexico.
No, back to
Back
November.
to that. We backtrack.
Thank you. Back to November 5th. So we are doing, it's called a local festival, and I'm doing my own set. I'm doing a set with Kenji, and then we're recording. So I don't know what's going to come out of there. I'm so excited.
I have to ask you this. Okay, so I'm starting to see now a lot of advertisement with you, and is it Janet or Jeanette? How do you say her name?
Jeanette Harris.
Jeanette Harris.
Yeah.
Y'all bad. Ooh, y'all cold. I love it.
Oh, I love her.
Yoshi's.
Yep.
How did that come
I have
to
done
play?
maybe, we've been on the same ticket.
Okay.
I want to say maybe 5 times.
Okay.
Or
All right.
more.
All right.
Yeah, and it just happened. I mean, it was the jazz circuit.
It's like a fusion.
And and us together, it's so funny because after the show, we always do a finale. So all of us are up there.
right.
Jeanette, I'm a fan. She is bad.
I
That
know.
girl, whoo, she's bad.
That
She's
saxophone
beautiful. I think that's sexy for a woman to have a saxophone.
Right.
She is phenomenal. Her skill.
Is out through the roof.
Through the roof. I would put her up there with Kenny G and them. I'm just saying, she's
Right.
just that cold.
Right.
Don't sleep on her.
Don't sleep on her like
No,
that. She
she
bringing
does,
it, huh?
She bringing it, and she does stuff from home
Uh-huh.
on her live pod, and she's got original music that you can dance to. That's funky.
Ooh.
You'll like it.
So she bring it like that.
And yes, she does.
Got to get her on the show next.
You should. She's humble. She's a really down-to-earth person, easy to work with.
Wow.
Really easy. Her sets are very entertaining.
Right.
She doesn't bore you. You know, it's not like, okay, when is it over?
I have to say something. Now
Please
you
say
see,
it.
now I'm interviewing you, and you sharing your time with another artist.
That's okay.
That's humbling.
That's okay.
But that's humbling. People don't do that.
Well,
people don't do
thank
that.
you
You
for
smiling,
saying
and you smiling too.
yeah, I am, because
If you guys can't see this, I'm looking at the sun, and her face looks like the sun, just shining like
Oh.
that. I have to say that. Sawanya boy, you killing me right now.
what I'm just,
I love
you know
it.
what? This is probably because I'm in an element that I love.
Oh,
I'm in an element that I love.
Right.
I'm in good company. Started out wonderful. Your team came and got me. That was so beautiful.
Oh,
because my partner was
thankful
not
for
here. They are beautiful. You have a beautiful team around you. They support you. Everybody that I've met has just been beautiful, had a most wonderful personality, just like yourself. It makes sense.
right.
But I mean, God is just going to bless you guys because you're doing something positive. You're giving other artists a platform to show themselves. And that's why I pay forward. I do recognize others because that's what it's about.
That's huge. That's big. Big of you to look at it that way and to pay it forward, as you said.
Sure.
You know, not a lot of people would do what you did, sharing their time. It's your time.
I know.
It's not about me.
I know.
It's not about anyone else.
Thank you.
I wanted to interview you specifically.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get to know you better, more intimately, you know. And I'm gonna tell you something. What I knew about you previous and now, I know way more about you now. Where you're from, you know what I mean, and how you got involved with what you're doing. And it's like, I loved you before, but I'm like way more in love with you now. I love
Thank
you.
you.
Like
Thank
it's
you.
crazy big
Oh,
like
I
that.
love
Like
you too.
yes. Oh my gosh. You know,
Yeah.
it was a pleasure having you here.
I appreciate
on the
it.
KIMBALL HOOKER Show.
I appreciate
podcast.
being here.
Thank you. And I want this to be the last. I want this to continue where you come back and do a part 2.
Oh, I would love to.
Would
I
you?
would love to. I would love to come back here, play some new music for you guys, tell you guys about what new adventures I have. I've got these businesses that are flourishing, and I do want to tell you guys about those later.
Right.
But yeah, I would love to do that. Shout out to Shalonda Ware, my business partner, Lavarian, my son, and my team that helps keep me going afloat. Mr. Tom Brown as well for bringing me on his platform, and just anybody that's helped support my journey.
Right. That's big.
Thank you.
That's big. That you understand.
Thank you.
That you're appreciated, and the love you share has been reciprocated.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I love you so much.
Love
Thank you for coming on the KIMBALL HOOKER Show.
Thank you for having me, Kimball.
You're so
oh
welcome.
my gosh.
You're so welcome. And I just want to say to everybody that's listening, thank you for tuning in. KCAT 15 Radio here in Los Gatos, Montessorino. Tune in again, and we will see you next time here on the KIMBALL HOOKER Show.
You just heard the KIMBALL HOOKER Show here on KCAT Radio. Explore all our KCAT original programming at kcat.org/radio.